It's that time of the year again. Time for the Florida State Fair. Every year there's a variety of rides, games, and exhibits, but we all know the big draw, the famous fair food.
Okay, so what brings you out to the Florida State Fair?
Oh, well, the rides, they're pretty cool, I guess, but really, the food, it's just insane. I mean, come on, there's pizza on a stick, and there's, elephant ears. You can't go wrong with those.
Here at the Florida State Fair, there are over 200 food trucks with different types of unique food ready to serve.
Walking down rows and rows of food trucks, we got a taste of some of all the different foods offered at the fair. The smell of guilty pleasure filled the air, but one that stood out the most for me, Swain's Pizza on a Stick.
Okay, now how did you guys come up with these cool ideas?
Well, you always got to come up with something, stay ahead of the next guy. So that's what we did. We decided to make this pizza on a stick, and it just took a while to get it perfected, and then we had it trademarked, and it's been doing pretty well for us. We go all over the country.
Pizza Stick creator Jim Swain let us in on his secret ingredients and how his specialty is made.
A lot of garlic butter and spices and stuff like that. That's a little unusual maybe.
Okay, now I see you have stuffed pizza. Do you just stuff it with cheese or do you actually stuff it with more dough?
Now we got two crusts, one on the bottom and then the meat and cheese and sauce on the inside, and then another crust and then the garlic butter and meat, cheese, and whatever else on the outside, and then we bake it.
Big is how I would describe the size of Swain's Pizza, just like the Amish donuts, which have been featured at the fair for 3 years now.
Okay, so how did you guys get started with your food stand?
We got started when we were growing up. My mom had we had a home bakery. She made donuts like this, cinnamon buns, bread, and we just started doing this kind of as a sideline about 4 years ago, and started doing pretty wide variety of baked goods, and then we started making donuts on location, and that was so popular that we started doing just that. So we were just doing donuts and pretzels.
Amish donut baker Sam Peachy also gave up some secrets about the thick creamy glaze that dripped off these huge donuts.
It's a special glaze. The donuts and the glaze are actually my grandma's recipe, so we grew up eating it. And but yeah, it's like a vanilla glaze, is basically what a vanilla sugar glaze, I guess, would be the best description.
Yes, it's probably one of the best donuts. In fact, they're better than Krispy Kreme.
With all these foods and desserts, you'll definitely need something to wash it all down. Dave's Lemonade would do just the job for that.
Okay, so how long have you had the lemonade stand?
I've had it for about 6 months. I've been doing something like this for about 20 years and decided about 6 months ago to do it on my own.
Okay, now what gave you the inspiration to start the food truck?
Well, I have to say that about 20 years ago, for the past 20 years, the friend I was working with was selling roasted corn and lemonade, and I got kind of tired of watching him count all the money and keeping it and just paying me what he paid me, so I decided to do it on my own and start making some of the money back myself.
Okay, cool. So how long have you been coming to the Florida State Fair?
This is my first year, actually. I typically do smaller fairs and festivals. Figured I'd give it a shot at the big time, and it's been pretty good.
Well, there you have it. HCC students should keep an eye out for next year's big shot to indulge in all the great foods, rides, and games at the Florida State Fair. A good time for all. In Tampa, Brianna Wigfall, Hawk TV News.